ashes for the cemetery, that it was found in the Dipylon Cemetery, hence, that is why it's called a Dipylon crater. It is for the family ashes, and it's in different registers, black on red. It's got contains that meandering pattern. The deceased is reclining with the family up front. No, you can't take pictures of this. You have it in your PowerPoint in your book.
It's a video.
Oh my God!
Oh, that's what if it's a video?
You don't need a video of this. Just listen. Use your gray area between your two ears.
That was pink.
Wait, we looked at Pylon.
This is a review. You've heard this before. This is nothing new.
Red on black.
The black one.
Black on red, sorry.
What are you doing, Natasha? You don't have to video.
I was doing it to bother you.
You had this already. This is
I'm not
information
taking
you
it
have in your book.
back.
Yeah, it's remarkable. Why are you talking? You're still talking. It's remarkable. The information you can get from opening of a book.
So,
But why do you?
Why do I what, Andrew?
No, I'm talking to myself.
That happens to the feeble. Okay, and you have the professional mourners and the funerary procession.
In the
Next.
family of the
That's you know, you guys. Anyway, she's remarkable. She guys should have her to teach you. Next. Kuros. The kuros obviously came from. What do you mean against that?
like we're doing this stuff again? Wasn't this on the last test?
No.
We're comparing
Kuros
it to
is
Egypt.
Greek. The kuros is Greek.
Okay.
Okay, was up.
The reason we're looking at Egypt is because the kuros came from the development. I'm saying, if you listen to what I'm saying, you realize why the Egyptians are there. They came from the development of the Egyptians. Oh, now I get it. Now I know why I'm seeing it again.
Is that Orientalization? An example?
No.
Why?
No.
They're
No.
taking it from another culture.
Shut up.
Well, why can't I ask?
Fronto. Emily, put the phone away.
She's getting a picture.
Damn.
I don't need a. You don't need a picture.
You don't need a picture of stop
Sorry.
cheating.
Let's go.
He's got a
Guys, stop talking.
He's got the arms released from the blockage of the Mercury. He is the purpose of it is what? It's a grade marker, a monument to the young athlete, and he's in a sprinter position. This is how a sprinter would take off and run. And again, these are young athletes, always youthful, not the elderly, veristic-looking, older Roman type of portrait. Next. And of course, the archaic smile. There's that crazy archaic smile. They could be anywhere from 3 feet to 15 feet, as opposed to the poor, the woman, which would be no bigger than 3 feet. These would not be painted, while the women were always painted.
Why?
This is the Pepros core. In the Pepros core, like you see here, she would have been painted, brightly colored paint. Very, very little definition to the body. They were always fully dressed, covered up, because they didn't like to look at women's bodies. Women's bodies were icky looking, so we totally cover her up, and we just have a semblance of what might have been a woman, only by the slight bumps on her upper torso. The bottom is just a columnar, frontal with this wig-like look to it. Of course, again, still the archaic smile. Next. 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 And that's where that came from. This is an archaic, the Battle of the Gods and Giants, and we compared it to the Battle of the Gods and Giants from the Hellenistic period. Next. This has the archaic smile, however, it's what your book calls it early classical, I call it transitional. And we can call it transitional, why? Because it has what? What does it contain that makes it look natural?
The movement. No?
Contrapposto. He's a dying warrior.
Where are the cards now?
Why would he be smiling if he's dying?
Because they don't know how. I've mentioned this before. They don't know how to deal with the face. So for the lack of a better face, they just arcade smile. They didn't know how to make a natural looking face. And this was the only way that the artists knew how until they finally figured it out. But we can actually create different faces.
What's the name of this?
Dying warrior. Next. still smiling, next. And so Clipio's boy, the name is Clipio's boy because we actually see the name of the artist, Clipios. And of course, this is the original one that would have had defiance in his eyes, and he's got the contrapposto to make him look more natural.
Did the sculptures have like a little signature on them from like the artist?
They had some kind of writing on it.
Alright, and like, what was that little thing on his leg?
It's probably a way to hold him up, something to hold him up.
No, it was like a little mold.
I know, she just said, it's something probably to hold him up, that was removed.
Oh,
What was it? What was he made out of?
Marble. The charioteer, cast bronze. She's in 7 parts. Belleroton is a term given to hammering, to give it that sculptural columnar look of flutes and fillets. Because she's in 7 parts, she's missing one of her arms. She would have been attached to the chariot and to the horses. She's got finest eyes and silver eyelashes. Next.
Well, that was the girl that made everyone go naked.
Next, it's a rise bronze, this could be one of 2. Who? Still frontal, still in the severe style of the early classical. Next, and he's called a rise bronze because he was found at the cross of Rice in 1925. Next,
What was it made out of?
cast bronze, next.
Was that-
Rhythmus, balance and harmony, and who's the artist here? Starts with an M. Myron. And he's still early classical, he has absolutely no expression on his face. And still frontal. Next. Go back, Doryphorus, Polycliton.
And you don't understand by heart, man. That's so crazy.
She does it 6 times long.
Yeah.
Perfect balance. The Polycliton ideal. This is the golden mean, or so they thought.
You
I'd have to
can't.
be a major moron.
but I don't get,
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Did
Like,
you control or something?
yeah, like, can't you just like draw a line here and just, never mind.
Andrew,
Like, how do you see that?
how do you
Like
know?
that, like his face is this
Look at
way,
him.
shoulder.
Look.
Alright, his face is looking to his
look.
shoulder and then it's,
Look at that, you see it, you see the balance, the movement going
I
back and
know, look,
forth.
I see the face
If I were
going to
to
the
draw
shoulder.
planes, okay, let's suppose I'm drawing planes. Here's a plane going this way, here's a plane going this way, and there's a plane going this way, and there's a plane going this way, and there's another plane. Wait, hold on, this one's wrong. But if you start seeing it, you start seeing the planes as the actual body has these planes. You actually start seeing those planes. He really does perfect balance. And then on top of it, you have the S curve going through here.
Did you ever teach this without PowerPoint?
I actually, you know what I actually did when I first started doing this 20 years ago? I went and bought a small whiteboard and the dry markers. And I had my slide projector right up to and I had 23 kids, that's all I had when I first started teaching this. And so I would actually have a little whiteboard and they would be all close up to me, and so I would do a little whiteboard that I bought at the Office Max.
23
How
kids
much
in each
better?
class, or just?
I'm sorry?
23 kids in one class, or all together?
All together, that's all I had. It was wonderful, because I got to teach art, which is my real passion, is teaching art. So it was great, I had a studio class, I had AP Studio.
Oh my God, really?
Dr. Solomon was my intern,
I love Dr. Solomon.
he was my intern years ago, and it was wonderful. More of the rice bronzes in Cantabrian, they found it in 1972, bronze. Next.
Which one was that?
This is your essay, the Parthenon versus the Pantheon. And you really, really need to log in tonight. Make sure to log in tonight. Don't come back to school tomorrow without logging in by tonight, because I will not be able to help you if you didn't get to log in. Alexis?
Can I do the essay like tonight?
You can submit, yeah, you could have submitted it already since Friday, you could have submitted it and brought it in today. As a hard copy. You could have already done it. You can do it whenever you want to, as long as it's not after 11:59 on Wednesday night, you can do it anytime you want to. And the sooner you bring it in to me, the better it is for me. So if you do it tonight, bring it in to me tomorrow, so I already have it done. Okay?
Did you give us the code already for Trinity?
It's on your class page.
I think you did it to the class page.
I gave it to you on Friday.
You've never been to your class page? One. Oh my god.
Next.
It's like where all the teachers put the homework.
You've never been on it at
I
all?
think you're trying to grades.
That's a pinnacle.
Never been on it at all?
Yourclasspage.com.
I've never.
Google your teachers' names, and you can see where it says Penny Falcon, yourclasspage.com, you just can click on
And then
it.
like,
They'll take you straight to it.
literally all the homework and like on the
All the
test.
teachers, any
No
teacher
wonder.
that you have in your school, you Google their name, they will have it.
You're a senior one.
No, I had that in Columbia, but I never used it.
Next.
Oh, are you new?
No.
Okay, you need to know these. Doryphorus versus the seated goddesses. From where? Where are they from? The pediment from the Parthenon. And they're better known as the
Elgin
Elgin marbles because Lord Elgin took them. Notice the difference in the carving of Doryphorus versus the women. Look at all the intricacy of the woolen drapery, which is referred to as wet drapery. Christina?
I thought it was Dionysus.
Dionysus on top.
Yeah.
What?
You said you're referring.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. No, Dionysus, I'm sorry. Next. Look at the comparison of the human figure of a female in classical versus the archaic female in Greek.
Over the top.
No, it's not. It's not Hellenistic.
What was it called? Wet drapery?
The Temple of Nike. Next.
What's the thing called?
The Temple of Nike, the parapet from the Temple of Nike.
I was like, wait, what? It's called half inside and half outside.
I'm going to do orthodontist and I need to look.
Half closed in.
Are you getting them? I have them, but
I know there's a word.
too much gum in my mouth that I need to have a surgical surgery, so I need to have a
Another word.
I have too much gum in my mouth, so I have
Actual
gum?
Praxitiles.
Your teeth are held by.
There's a lot.
It's weird.